Hey, hey, hey! Welcome to Toad Wars Sunday night. I'm Carrie, and that's Jarrod.
Turning on the backlighting.
Oh, we forgot to do that too.
And there we go.
Ta-da!
Now we're beautiful. Somebody looks fabulous.
Oh, fun times. I see some of you are like, what happened to the Mets Barbo?
I don't know. I turned it on and ran it through the OxBox. Excuse me. And I was getting sound out of the clean channel, but I think something got unhooked back there. I don't know. I got to crawl back there and figure it out. I had to make a game time decision. I'm like, you know
Literally,
what?
it was 6:59. He's like, I can't do the Mets Barb. It's not working.
Yep. So I literally had to switch amps and then redo the thumbnail and upload it and change the verbiage. And I'm like, oh my God.
There you go.
That's why I got myself a nice,
Smoking.
nice big old glass of Basil Hayden. Cheers, everybody. Wow.
Cheers, cheers. We made it though.
Sorry about the delay, but I literally was like, yeah. So again, no warm up for me.
You're so picky about your warm-ups.
I have to. I have to warm up.
You've been playing for days straight.
Yeah,
Days and days.
I played a lot yesterday. A lot of takes.
And why did you play a lot yesterday?
Because, well, funny you should ask, Karens. I've been. I recorded 3 songs yesterday with TJ at the house here, and thank God for TJ, man. That guy's awesome. Brought over his laptop and his DI box and all the stuff, and then shout out to Jay Croft, our friend. He's letting me use his reamp box, which is working perfectly. So we're recording all of the tracks up in my living room, and I'm just playing along with everything and using my KEMPER for that, but I'm sending a DI out as well. And then when we're done, we come down here and nerd out with the amps. We have a good time. We come down here, line up the mics, get everything perfect, and treat the area, and we start freaking reamping. We just sit down here and listen to all my mistakes.
And then Jarrod second guesses everything that he does.
Yeah, I second guess everything. You know, and it's like, don't worry, with a little delay, it'll be fine. But yeah, it's really turning out good. We used 6 amps last night. We used all the amps. Well, not all of them, but
most of them.
Most of them. You know what I'm saying?
A good percentage of them.
Yeah, a good percentage of the amplifiers, and yeah, we checked the tones real quick, and we were like, oh, this is gonna sound awesome.
So it's really cool. You're gonna have a couple different amps on each song.
Yes.
Like you're blending them.
Yep. And when I release the album, all the amps
you're gonna list it?
Yeah, I'll list everything. Yep.
Otherwise, the questions will never end.
Exactly.
All day, every day.
Yep.
What did you use on this song? What did you use on this song?
So
what were
they'll
your
all be
settings
there.
on that one? Exactly. But instead of the questions,
It'll all be there.
they'll all be there.
Yeah. So
And you can probably buy most of them on the website, right?
the tones. Well, I'll be capturing them for the QC, and God, I'm still
Kempering them.
frazzled. I'll be profiling them with the Kemp. I'll be Kempering them too.
Kempering and QCing them.
Yeah, exactly. All the stuff.
Have a drink.
Yeah.
Have a drink.
I think I will.
I'll say hello.
I'm a bit frazzled. Sorry.
That's all right. Catch your breath. Tony, thanks for being the first one.
Oh, thanks, Tony.
Hey, happy Sunday. He
What's
says,
up?
looking forward to the new year of gear goodies.
Oh, us too. Us too. Thank you.
Kyle Hart, Jarrod is playing without a cabinet. What is the world coming to?
Yeah, it's a brave new world. What's up, Kyle? Yeah, so I figured tonight I would switch it up a little bit. It was loud down here last night. I mean, I was shaking the walls, and I'm like, you know what?
Neighbors.
I need a break from all the volume. I'm just gonna play through the OxBox tonight. Use the studio monitors and just keep it.
Do I not need my ears in there?
No. Yeah, told you when I was running upstairs. You probably didn't hear me.
No, I didn't.
Because you had them in, and they're blocking out the sound. So.
I much prefer
Yeah, you don't need them tonight.
naked ears.
Naked ears.
Naked ears. My ears are happy.
Yep. You're not going to need them tonight.
Turn this off.
Hopefully.
All right. All right. Next, Dean Harkness.
Hey, Dean, what's up, man?
He says weekends go by too fast. What's up?
They do, man. They really do.
Yeah.
Sundays go by
It's
fast
Sunday.
here. I know. Yeah.
All right, where are we at? JB50. Hey.
Hey, what's
I
up,
feel
Jeff?
like I haven't seen your name in a minute.
Yeah, it's been a few
Where
weeks.
you been? What's up? He says, I'm back again. I hope everyone had a happy new year. Hope you're doing well.
So right back at you, man. Good to see you here.
Yeah. Tech Forge Australia.
Hey,
I
what's happening?
need to know more about what an OxBox does. Here in Australia, it's about the same price as an EVH style 50-watt head or a nice PRS.
Oh, it is a great piece of gear. In fact, I have a friend in a band that's going on tour, and he was asking me about it at the Jimny a couple weeks ago, and he's like, "Yeah, trying to keep my gear like tight for the gear, the tour and everything." And he's like, "I thought about using a couple different options." He said, "But I remember you telling me about the OxBox." I told him, I said, "Just go buy it. There's nothing to not like about it, and you'll hear it tonight. It's an amazing piece of gear, it really is."
Tony says they sure could have made the Ox in a box a little more attractive, looking on the faceplate.
It looks like Grandpa's
Where is it? What is
stereo right there. That's that brown
Oh,
and white. Yeah,
it looks like a transistor.
yeah, it looks like Grandpa's radio. You know.
Not like a radio with music. It looks like your CB, like you're trying to breaker one.
Yeah, that's what it looks like right there.
There it is.
I mean, it's just, it's weird. It's like new tech, but it looks like old tech. So it's really strange. But
I feel like that's a thing because right now, like record
Yeah.
players, they're all coming
yeah,
back. And
it is a great piece of gear, though. It really is.
Aaron Lucas, hey Aaron Lucas and family, if you're watching,
What's going on, man?
says I hope the weekend was a good one.
Yeah, right back at you.
Kyle says I use a Torpedo Captor 8.
Yeah, all that stuff's really good. You know, they make a lot of great stuff now. You know.
Dean says I think it's kind of cool looking. It reminds me of retro electronics. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely got a retro look to it.
Johnny Ramiro, happy Sunday to all. I hope you're all
Hey.
doing fantastic this weekend.
What's up, Johnny? Good to see you, man. Good to see you.
Kyle, wonder what happened to the changed amp. Yep, we went through that. It just hooked up wrong, or cables out, or
sometimes on the back of the switcher here, I'll go back there and the cable will be halfway out, and I'm like, how did that happen? Gremlins, and I got to pop them in. So every once in a while, I got to crawl back there and just pop all the cables in and just check them, and I haven't done that in a couple months. So I think it's time.
it's time apparently.
It's time.
Dean says I'm hiding in the man cave. Wife and daughter are hissing at each other. Hey, you go down there and put your foot down.
Yeah. Put your foot down.
Put your foot down and send them to their corners.
Yeah.
Buy them some ice cream.
Listen here, women's.
Ice cream helps. Or muffins.
Or muffins or chocolate.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll work. Chocolate.
Chocolate
Oh,
solves.
be a nice man of the house and give him some chocolate.
Give them some chocolate.
Let's see. Flux, how are you?
Hey, what's up, Flux?
Let's see. Klaus, good evening. I tuned
Hey.
in for the Metzabarba. What happened? I know. Sorry about the Metzabarba.
Sorry, man. No meatballs tonight. But we're going to have some Redseven craziness. I used that in one of the mixes last night, and it sounded freaking awesome.
Vince
Yeah.
Salutaries here.
Hey, what's going on, Vince?
He says, always excited for the awesome show. We are too.
We are too. Thank you. That means a lot.
Now Flux says, I'm excited for the Redseven. Is that what you're using now? I didn't even ask or
Yeah,
look.
I'm using the
Redseven?
Redseven.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a great amp. Man, we used it last night on, we paired it with another amp. I can't even remember which amps. I got it all listed, though.
Hopefully I was going to
Yeah,
say.
it's all on a list. And man, that thing just sounded so good. Me and TJ were both just going, man, what a just perfectly great sounding amplifier. So, yeah. So maybe the Metzabarba got sabotaged by the Redseven last night.
Oh, maybe.
It reached up there and went, it's my turn to shine.
Jeff Hirschberg. He says, thanks so much for replying to my queries on the JJ100 this week.
Oh, my pleasure, man.
He says, am now a Patreon member. Happy to support.
Oh, thanks, man.
That's a great way to show it, too.
Thank you. Really appreciate that. I'm trying to build that up because it's a lot of work doing these videos.
You need a
and,
team.
Yeah.
You need some help.
Yeah, then I got to pay them, and then there goes all my Patreon money.
I like muffins.
I like muffins. Will you work for muffins?
Yeah. Gluten-free muffins.
Gluten-free muffins. They
Yeah.
were good. Wow, those were the
We
banana.
found a little a shop on our little trek today, and it had this big sign in the window that was like vegan gluten-free muffins. And if you follow the show, I recently found out I have like 142 different food allergies, and I basically can't eat anything anymore. So I was like, oh, muffins with nothing in them.
We gotta stop there.
And they were delicious.
They were. Oh my God.
So delicious.
I had the banana.
Chocolate banana.
Yeah.
And I had an apple cinnamon.
Yeah. And
with some kind of maple frosting.
Oh God, those were stupid.
They're dense and delicious.
They're like really nice, soft, chewy bricks. You know.
No, they're
like
not
bricks, like thick.
They were thick. They're very dense, but
thick
they're
like
not.
a brick.
I feel like brick is not a good way to describe.
Well, that's
food.
why I said soft, chewy brick. It's meant as a compliment.
Okay. Nice. All right, we'll go with it.
Yeah, they call women brick houses. She's a brick
I don't know
house.
that they call them. I think that song called them.
Yeah, yeah. So it's a compliment, though.
Dean says, "Aunt Carrie, are you crazy? Hell no. You don't want to go put your foot down? Just have chocolate with you. Be like, hey, chocolate.
It's the white flag.
Ta-da!
I've come bearing chocolate.
Ta-da!
No, us men know better. When two women are going at it, we just kind of back away.
Stop it. Oh, Raven Blackfeather, good to see your name here.
Hey, what's up, Raven?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. Jeff says, my pleasure, man.
Awesome, thank you.
Cam, I'm not going to know how to say your last name, but he is from Papua New Guinea.
Oh, wow.
My parents spent some time in Papua New Guinea. Have you tried the Redseven Amp Central instead of the Ox? I bought the Redseven Leviathan in red black croc custom ordered and love it.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, I bet you that's beautiful.
Wow, I haven't tried that. I want to, maybe I should reach out to them and see if they could spare one for a review, because they make some great stuff, man. I think the Redseven should be on everyone's bucket list for amps. I just think it's a great amp. It really is. And you will find out.
Now I'm interested, how do you say your last name, Cam? Is it Nori? Nore? Just Nor? E silent? Let me know. Spell it phonetically for me. And we have John with the H first. John Pesquez. Hey, beautiful beasts. I was wondering, was the waiting time for Zilla cabs? Do you know what the waiting time is?
Oh, it's probably, let's see, when did I get mine? Don't quote me on this, but it might be 2 months, maybe a little shorter. But that's how, I think that's what it was for me. Yeah.
You've had yours for a minute, though.
Oh, I've had mine for a while. Yeah, so I don't know, like, it all depends, like, how many orders they have right now that they're working on. But they're worth it. They're great cabs, so.
Let's see, Flux. Have you considered live streaming a few of your recording or preamping sessions with TJ? Kyle says, nope, no spoilers.
Yeah, the reamping session might be interesting, though. I'll have to talk to TJ about that and see how much time he has, because last night we were down here reamping at around, I want to say around 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
So it just depends, you know.
But little people in other parts of the world.
Yeah, well, John Brown did a studio session. He went live doing that once. That was really cool to watch. I'll have to make sure that all the riffs I played are super tight, because that's the thing, when you're reamping, all you hear is your dry signal of whatever you played going through the amp. No effects, no background tracks, no nothing. And
Your
it's
little
like,
nakey.
yeah, every little thing is in there, and you're like, whoa, like, yikes. And it just sounds really raw, and you better hope you played it well, because everything comes out. And I started like, man, I kind of rushed that note, and TJ's like, bro, don't worry about it.
Nice.
My dad's got a gnarly set of tools. We'll fix it.
Bobcat, hey man.
Hey, what's up, man? Haven't seen you in a while.
He says, what's up, Tone Wars? Jarrod, do you like your Kiesel the most, or is the old red kicking its butt?
These guitars are they're me, you know? I mean, they're just everything I want a guitar to be. It's mainly the ergonomics here. You know, I mean, I got the switches and the knobs where I want them. The whammy bar gets out of the way and comes up to where I need it very easily. It's the right tightness. I mean, every little detail about these guitars are exactly what I want a guitar to be. The only thing that the Kiesel, in my opinion, does, well, two things. It's prettier. I mean, it's a custom guitar, so it's,
Yeah.
it's a prettier guitar. Not to say that these aren't pretty. These are really nice, too. But I like the fretboard radius on the Kiesel a little better because it's 20-inch, so it's like really super flat, where these are 16. So that's the difference. But I mean, the difference is subtle but noticeable. I know I use that phrase a lot, but when you play the Kiesels, man, I mean, that if you get a Kiesel, get the flattest, you know, fretboard
I forgot
radius.
to ask, did you call them yet?
No, I got to do that. I got to do some more testing with it first, though. But
Alright.
yeah, but these guitars are, the thing is these guitars are designed by a world-class guitar player who tours all over the world, like several months a year, and they're just workhorses, man. They do everything you want them to do. So,
Tech Forge Australia says, only have room for one red amp on the wish list, and it's a red stuff. Red stuff, is that a thing?
red
That's
stuff.
Red stuff. Oop.
Oop. I don't know.
Is
I've
that
never
a
heard
typo,
of that.
maybe?
I never heard of that.
Tony says 6 to 8 weeks on custom Zilla cabs from the UK.
Ah, okay.
There you go. It's about
There you go.
2-ish months. Jim Coleman. Hey, Jim. What's up? Changing out the preamp for my Majesty for V2. Have you had to do that at all?
Jim. Hey, Jim. Changing out as what?
Preamp for my Majesty for V2.
Let's see. I haven't done that. What have I changed? On one of my guitars, it was the JP15. I had to put in a new switch, but that's it. That's the only thing I've had to do. And my Majesty, the 6-string that's up there, the Artisan series, that needs a new jack. But other than that, that's the only work I've done on those guitars.
Let's see. Flux. I would have loved to tune in while you guys were reamping last night. I totally understand the process. Remember, without effects, these top-level amps show off every teeny blemish in playing.
They do, man. And there was some blemishes. There was some zits. Yeah, but it was, again, I mean, even TJ, who's like an amazing player, he was like, dude, it's normal. You're going to hear little things, you know, don't worry about it. But
And you're your own worst critic.
oh, man,
too.
I'm a horrible critic to myself. Yeah, if I met the guy in here,
You wouldn't like him.
I wouldn't like him.
I wouldn't like him either.
Yeah, he's mean.
He's pretty mean to you.
Yeah, he's mean to me.
I'm going to punch him in the head.
But maybe that is a great idea, though, Flux. I mean, that actually is a cool idea. It would take longer to do because we would have some back and forth, which I would love.
With the man in your head?
No, with the audience. I have back and forth with that dude all the time.
All day, every
and
day.
he usually wins, but it would take longer, which I would like to do the back and forth and the conversations, but I just have to check with TJ and see how much time he has, because that would be cool. For show.
Let's see. Tech Forge Australia says, Red Stuff is a German boutique amp maker. The Red Stuff Minotaurus is like Godzilla with Thor's hammer.
Ooh.
A Minotaurus.
Wow. I'll have to look into those.
JB, Music Man did redesign the preamp for the Majesty. I think it's the same, but just on one single PCB instead of multiple PCBs with lots of wires.
Ah. Yeah, they're always innovating over there.
Maybe Red Stuff needs to be on your list with your frogs and...
Yeah, I want to
that
check
other
those
stuff.
guys out. I'm all about Godzilla amps.
Yeah. Andy Partel, can you run the OxBox through a cab and monitors at the same time?
I think you can because it has a direct out.
Thinking face.
Yeah, I think you can because it's got a DI out and it also has an attenuator in it. So, yeah, that's a good question, but theoretically, I think you can. Yeah, I've never tried it. Don't quote me on that, but seems like it would work. Yeah.
Andy also asked, have you used the Boss TAE?
No. Nope, haven't even known TAE. Doesn't sound familiar. No, I don't. Well, I guess if it doesn't sound familiar, I guess I haven't used it. I'm trying to think because there's a lot of things I have tried and I don't remember what they are. So,
Guitar Man 45, how are you?
hey, what's happening?
He says, I picked up the Fryette Power Load, found out it's for just recording, went in exchange for a Fryette PS100. Do not have it yet, waiting for it to get here.
Oh, cool, man. Let us know how you like it. Heard good stuff about the Fryette power amps and stuff.
Yeah. So since we switched from the Matsbara, which we doing tonight? I mean, I know the Redseven,
Yeah.
but anything else on the docket?
We're just going to talk about the recording process a little bit
Yeah.
and do some Q&A with that because there's stuff I'm learning and I want to share that with you guys. And yeah, I'll play some stuff for you guys through the Redseven. In fact, I can do that right now really quick. You know,
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure people are wanting to hear that. So
Steve-O says the recording and reamping video would be cool.
yeah, we can look into that. We did do
We did it.
we did do a reamping video a couple years ago, like 3 years ago, and that was actually pretty cool. But this would be different. I mean, I'm sure we could do an updated version of that. Yeah, so let me. Still a little frazzled from today, so let me just calm down for a second here.
You got this.
It's been crazy. So you got your mic, so I got to mute the mics here. And then, yeah, give me a second, and I'll fire everything up and play some riffs for you, maybe even a mix. Just 1 second here, guys. All right, so there's some riffs in a mix for you. I mean, the OxBox is about as legit as you can get with real amp
Too
tones.
legit to quit.
Exactly, man. I mean, I've actually, because inside the OxBox is the Mesa cab with the vintage 30s, and they have the same mics that I use, the Royer 121 and the SM57. And I remember one night about a year ago, I went live with the OxBox, and I compared it to the real cab, and with the same mic, same speakers, everything. Watched it afterwards, and I could not tell the difference watching the show afterwards. It was that exact. There's no weird processed sound to it. It's all very natural sounding, and yeah, it's just a great piece of gear. It really is. So you can record with it and know that you're getting legit amp tones.
Andy says, my Ingle Savage and Triple X are 120 watts. Can the Ox take that wattage?
Yes, I believe, do your due diligence, but I think is 150 is the limit on the Ox. Because I remember calling them and saying, I got a Diesel Herbert with 180 watts. Can I run that through it? And he was like, nope.
Yeah.
I'm like, so you don't underrate it? They're like, no, it's 150 and do not go over by 1 watt. Because you could blow the Ox or the amp or both. He said.
Kyle also chimed in and said, yeah, just don't crank it. So at 120, just don't crank it.
Yeah, don't crank the hell out of it. But again, do your due diligence, but I think it's 150. I could be wrong, though.
Jeff, has anyone played through the Redseven Leviathan tube preamp?
I haven't, but I know they're pushing that pretty hard right now.
Jim Coleman, I love the attenuating feature on Power Station 4 Synergy mods.
Yeah, that's a great feature. Yep, it really is. In fact, I'm going to turn the Ox up just a hair.
Tony said Jared's frazzled as he's got shirt sleeves on today.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, it's been a frazzly evening. Like I came down here, yeah, I'm gonna warm up and have my little half-hour session, and I spent the whole time pulling my hair out. So, got a bald spot back here. Yeah, it's been fun.
John says, I checked out your video comparing the Harley and Mesa 2x12, and I decided to go with the Mesa V30, $900. Yikes.
Yeah, they're expensive, but they're worth it. I mean, the Mesa cab's better, but I mean, if you're on a budget, the Harley Benton will suit you just fine, you know, but the Mesa, I prefer the Mesa.
Dean, I did. He's like, did you just say too legit to quit? Hammer time.
Hammer time.
It just took me back.
We be dating ourselves and stuff.
Took me back a minute. Damon thought that was a killer groove. It was. Super killer groove. I like that one.
Thank you. It's a good groove. Yeah, it's an oldie but a goodie.
Andy says the Boss TAE is a tube amp expander. It's an attenuator among other things.
Ah. Oh, the Waza. Is that what you're talking about? The Waza?
He said the Boss.
Yeah, everybody calls it the Waza, though.
Ah.
Tube amp expander. Yeah, that's why I didn't recognize the name. Everybody calls it the Waza.
Waza.
Waza. Dude, you got a Waza.
Jim Coleman, a little savage vibe in there. Yow.
Yeah, it's a pretty nasty little song. Yep.
Tech Forge Australia. I've been thinking about buying another cab, the Ingle 412, which is about the same cost as an OxBox. Would it make more sense to go with the OxBox considering I already have a 412 cab?
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to buy another piece of gear, why not get something that's multifunctional, you know? Because the Ox actually has multiple cabs, multiple mics. It has the attenuator. It has software that you can adjust everything with. It has 6 different configurations on the knob, on the dial, so you can have 6 different cab or mic configurations on there. And it has built-in effects, which are all really good effects in there. So, yeah, I don't see how you can go wrong with that. So, I mean, yeah, you can add another cab, or you can add the ability to have all the stuff the Ox offers, along with the convenience where, like, there's a lot of times I come down here and there's no TV, there's no distractions, except for everything behind me, obviously, but I want to just come down here and write and practice and like write my solos or whatever. And I don't have to deal with all the noise. So I can pump the backing track from the iPad through my board along with the Ox and just listen at a listenable volume. you know, through the studio monitors, because that's what we're listening to down here is the studio monitors, and it sounds great. It sounds really good, and you can't do that with the cab. So there's just so many things the aux will do for you, and recording-wise, I think it's a great piece of gear to record with because you don't have the loud amp in the room. You can just get really good direct tones, and I'm telling you, like, it's legit sounding. There's no weird process sound, because I've played some other DI boxes or you know, different pieces of gear that you can plug your amp into that have like their software and all that, and they're good. They're all good, but I just think the aux, in my opinion, is superior because, again, I just think it sounds super legit. And the telltale for me was like I said earlier, when I watched that video back when I was comparing them, and I'm like, I honestly can't tell which one I'm playing right now. I literally can't tell. It sounded exactly the same.
Let's see. Kyle said get a 2x12, so he must be talking to TechForge. Flux says the OxBox sounds good tonight, but your tone through your Mesa 2x12 with your mics is way better.
It really depends on how I have everything set up too. So if you match the mics in the same position, I don't think you could tell. I really don't. I mean, it's just incredible, you know. But you know, especially if you're going to go on tour. I mean, the aux. The only thing with the aux is it's not like this rack mountable thing. You have to buy a separate case for it, and they do sell them. But it would be nice if they had a rack-mounted version of it, because that would be even more tour-worthy, or whatever you want to call it. I can't talk.
Andy says, I just want to attenuate my heads. Would you say the aux is the one? So many available. I'm not a tech head.
Yeah, there's a lot of things. Like the tube amp expander, the Waza is actually really good. I haven't played it, but I've heard great things about it. But with the attenuator and the aux, I think you can't go wrong. My buddy Jay, our friend Jay, turned me on to it, and he's pretty picky, you know, and he loves it, and it's worked really well for him as an attenuator. I haven't done the attenuation yet with it, but I keep hearing that it's really good. And the thing is with attenuation, you don't want to do it too much. You know, after a certain point, it starts getting kind of weird sounding. So I don't know what that point is on the aux, but I hear again that it's really good for that.
CS has joined us.
Hey, what's up, Chris?
Hey. Hey, let's see. Dean Harkness, Tone Wars. Ever play around with amp software? I got a gift card for GC for Christmas and got Amplitude Max for $100. Haven't installed it and tried it out yet.
I've heard good and bad things about all the software that's out there. So, but I have, gosh, I was in the studio a couple years ago at Paul's, and I can't remember what software he used, but it's decent, you know. I mean, I'm not a guy that sits at my computer and plays guitar though, so I mean, I think it's great for like home recording and stuff like that, but typically when I practice, I'm either on the couch or I'm right here. So I don't do a lot of computer software like amp sounds, so I'm probably the wrong guy to ask. I don't want to mislead you.
I feel like if you had to do it on the computer all the time, you wouldn't do it.
I wouldn't do it. No, I can't stand sitting at the computer playing guitar. It's just not my thing. I just feel really out of place there doing that.
Bobcat, Jared, have you ever tried 2 Notes DI?
2 Notes. I had a 2 Notes Captor X for a while, and it's actually a pretty cool piece of gear. In fact, that same tech is in the Rev Mark III, and I think it's great. Yeah, it's really good. I like the IRs that you can load in better than, like a lot of the 2 Note stuff that I tried that was like their own stuff. I thought was good, but it had this kind of processed sound to it that I couldn't get around, and once you hear it, it's hard to unhear it. But thankfully, you can load in your own impulse responses, and for my taste, I like the impulses better, but then when I discovered the aux and shot those out, I did do a shootout with those, and I just like the aux better, but that's the thing, everybody likes different stuff, so it doesn't mean that the aux is officially superior. It's just, that's just what I prefer, you know, so.
Mustard says, Amplitude 5 is nice. High gain leaves a little to be desired unless you pay for some amps out of the custom shop, but the Marshall sounds are spot on.
Oh, gotcha. Good. Thanks for posting that. Yeah, I'm not really up on all the software stuff. I'm really not.
Gravel Rocks mentioned what about the 2 notes torpedo Captor X, but I think you just covered that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Dean said it cost me like $7 out of pocket, so no worries.
Yeah, try it for $7. Why not, right?
Oh, Tony says the Dr. Z air brake attenuator is decent for cheap if that's all you're using it for.
Ah, good to know.
Andy Partel, I'm coming in late, but did you say you have Redseven cranked but at a nice volume?
Oh yeah, I got the Redseven. It's doing, yeah. It's. I mean, if I was playing it through the cab in the room, it would be loud as hell in here tonight. Yeah, because we reamped it with it last night, and it was loud. But through the aux, I can just adjust the volume on the aux itself and run it through the studio monitor. So it's a very pleasant volume down here tonight.
Kyle says, I love my Captor 8, and it was $180.
Wow, that's a good deal.
John says, when are we going to listen to the beautiful lady lay down some riffs? When she learns how to play.
Here you go.
I know.
That would be funny.
You do the top part. There we go.
All right. I'm not plugged in yet. Maybe we could do that. We'll work on something.
I know like 5 notes.
Yep.
And I can put them together decently,
Yeah.
but I can't do anything worth showing at this point. I need dance season to end. I spend most of my time in the car after school running my daughter to and from.
Yep. Bring your guitar.
Yeah, in my car. Sit like this and play.
Yeah. See, you can do it. That would be funny, though.
Yeah, I just have a few more years of the mom stuff, and then I can focus more
Focus more on you.
on Carrie's stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, why don't you play a little something?
All right, I can do that. Let me do, since I played Out of Nowhere 3,000 times yesterday, maybe I can do that. Let me adjust. I'm going to make sure the volumes are good. I didn't have time to adjust volumes, so let me take these out and just make a few adjustments, and then we'll do it. 1 second here, guys. There's a little something for you. She's like laughing at me. She's like, gosh, are you going to play or not?
Play your stupid guitar.
Play your stupid song. You guys understand. That's what you got to do. You got to do all the stuff and get everything lined up. And, you know, it's like a pitcher that winds up, you know, the guys that have all these weird things.
Pre-pitch rituals.
Yeah, that's what I have. Mark the Bird Fidrich. That's me on guitar right there.
Dan C. has a great comment. He says, this is what it's like at every Guitar Center. The guy is shredding away and his girlfriend is buried in her phone.
It's literally what it is.
You know, we just can't worship all the time. At some point, you have to come back.
Yeah, exactly.
His head would be way too big. If
yeah, because I got Mr. I Hate Myself up here. That's always beating me down. I need like 100 girlfriends to combat that. To be like, you're so amazing. And the guy up here is like, no, he's not. He sucks. He missed this note. He did that wrong.
Yeah.
Yep.
I get it. But I've been listening for years.
Yeah, she's sick of it now.
I'm not sick of it at all.
Yeah, every time I go to Motor City, like on a Saturday, there's always some dude like, yeah, man, this amp, and this girlfriend's like, here we go.
Go to the shoe store.
Yeah, that's why you got to split up, divide and conquer. Like, you go look at shoes, I'm going to look at amps. We'll meet for lunch. But the thing is most
You got to
girlfriends...
set a timer.
Yeah, but most girlfriends are like, no, because if I don't go with you, you're going to buy a bunch of crap.
Right.
You're going to buy a bunch of shoes. Yeah, my shoes are like $80.
Right.
Your amps are like $800. So there's a big difference.
You just can't win.
Can't win, man.
Can't win.
Just can't freaking win. Just give them some chocolate.
Yeah.
Here's a Scooby snack. I'm going to play a little longer.
We'll give you the eyes
Yeah.
here, there. And...
You got to bring a pocket full of muffins. Here, why don't you have a seat over here? I brought you some muffins. And a nice coffee. There you go. Yep.
Yeah.
You got till my coffee's cold. We got to leave.
Scott Fulmer, thanks for the super chat,
Oh,
man.
thanks, man. Good to see you here, Scott.
He says, hi, Jarrod. Jarrod.
Jarrod?
Hi, Jarrod. Curious if you tried the Boss Waza Air wireless headphone guitar amp. They're wireless headphones that plug into your guitar for wireless and noiseless practicing.
Ah, thanks again for the super chat and good seeing you. I haven't, but Dean Harkness can answer that question because he actually bought those. And I have a friend, Aaron Short, who tried them and he liked them, you know. So Dean, if you want to chime in and give your thoughts on it, look forward to seeing that as well. Because I think when I first talked to you about it, you just got them. So I'd like to see how you feel about them now.
Tech Forge Australia says, I'm using a Bugera 100 watt power soak, but it can't bring the angle down to nice levels. If I turn the angle up over 50 to 60%. It was only a 200 AUD though, so it's better than a kick in the shins.
Oh, yeah. For sure. For sure, yeah.
Frailty Live wants to know what gauge of strings you use.
Tens. I use tens because they last longer. I'm a string snapper.
Brand and gauge of strings.
Brand is Ernie Ball Paradigms because they also last longer, and I use tens. And I just like how they feel, and I love nines, but I just, when you have a whammy bar, I mean, you just snap them like crazy. So I needed something super strong because I use this whammy bar a lot, you know, so... I need something that's going to withstand all that stuff. And these do last a while. Watch me snap one tonight. I'm always afraid when I say, these are great strings, one's going to go poink.
Well, we are human, and it's reality TV.
Yeah, reality TV, for real. No
Flux
scripts.
Says the Redseven has a very nice clear saturation.
Oh, that amp is brutal. It's awesome. Yeah, I got it on channel 2. For tonight. So we recorded the rhythm last night on channel 1, which is also very, very good. And then we recorded the lead on channel 2, and both of us were like, oh, yeah, that song's going to have some major guitar tone on it. And we were just both blown away at how great it sounded in the room. And when we recorded, I listened to the mics because that's the most important part. TJ listened to the room. I listened to the mics to make sure I had the mics in the right spot, and it just sounded incredible. So can't wait. When this album gets released, I'm going to be super excited, you know, because
Me too.
I get to hear everything. Yeah, because for other reasons. For other reasons.
It's my turn.
My turn.
Kyle Hart says, now that I've had my dose of Out of Nowhere, I can start my work week.
I did it for you, buddy. Thanks.
Shelby says, love when you play that song.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I just recorded that yesterday. That was a fun one. That was a fun one to record. That solo's pretty challenging in some spots. And I got pantsed by my noise gate. If you notice, there was one part where it just cut out on me. I'm like, brr. Yeah, I have the noise gate dialed in pretty tight tonight because I'm used to playing with the loud amps in the room.
Yeah.
I could probably back it off.
Andy says, have I got this right? I could get an OxBox and some monitors and be able to crank my heads for a nice rich tone, but at low volumes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. I just think it's a great piece of gear. If you live in an apartment or if you live with somebody who just doesn't appreciate you, you know, blowing the house to pieces every time you play your guitar, OxBox is the way to go. And I'm not kidding you, it sounds legit. It really does, you know. It's one of those things where you're always like, yeah, but does it sound real? Yeah, it does. It sounds really freaking real.
Andy says, what a deadly combo, guitar store and shoe store side by side, right?
Dude, if someone was smart, they would
Or
totally...
like a coffee, chocolate, snacky store.
Yeah. You need to go like in a strip mall with like a Payless, right? Payless shoe store, a Starbucks, and like a
I don't want
Sweet
no
Treats.
Payless shoes.
Well, what do you? I don't know. I'm a dude.
We'll do a DSW. We'll put a DSW in there.
All right, DSW, and then a guitar store, and you'd have so many happy people. Like, you just go to one place and you just go your separate ways, have a coffee, talk
Meet
about
for a little snack.
yeah, a little snack. All right, what are you buying? Well, I'm going to buy this Ingle Savage and
Try again.
a guitar. It's like, no, you're not. No, you ain't. You ain't buying. Just get the MT-15. That's good, right?
Dean says, well, to Scott, yeah, they're cool. Didn't gel with them at first, but it's really cool doing exactly that. Wish they came with a case. I'll order one before my next road trip.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Well, there's your answer, sir. Yeah.
Dan C, dude, you are a great player. What is your band history?
Thank you. Ooh.
What's your band history?
My band history. Well,
Andy's like, Payless, laugh out loud, right?
I know.
I'm
It's
like, Payless? Maybe when I was 12, but
I'm a dude. I don't know. I order all my shoes online now, so I don't know what's hip and what all the kids are into these days. I just get Hey Dudes online, so that's what I get. I got a new pair coming too, the Gecko ones. She keeps sending me, hey,
look at these.
look at these,
Look at
and I'm
this
like,
pair.
oh God, you just want me to be as bad as you, so I can't point fingers.
Right.
What about your? Oh, what about mine? Oh, never mind. Anyways, to your question.
I think you officially have more Hey Dudes than I have too.
Yeah.
You have 3 now?
I'm better than you. What was who asked the question? Was it Dan?
Yes.
Band
Band history.
Band history. So when I was younger, I was in a band with some of my friends, and we were
A lot younger.
yeah, a lot younger.
He was a lot younger.
80s, late 80s, and we played a lot of shows in the area, recorded at some crappy studios and a really good studio.
And they were called
Distant Thunder.
Distant Thunder. I almost
Yeah. And we had so much fun, man. We played a lot of awesome shows, had a great time. And back then, people went to clubs and they had a great time. Like and I'm not blowing smoke here. We packed out every club we played at. And it was because everybody did.
That's
Everybody
what
went to
people did.
clubs, you know. So every show we did was sold out. And I'm not kidding you. Every single show is because everybody did that. And you could smoke, you could drink, you could do all the stuff. All the debauchery in clubs back then was completely different now. So now they have like yoga classes and green smoothies at clubs. You know, it's crazy. But
There's nothing wrong with yoga and green smoothies.
but yeah, so it was a lot of fun, and
I'm
that
pretty
lasted
sure you
about.
drank the green smoothies.
Yeah, I don't think so. Not back then. Now, yeah. But we played for 5 years, did a lot of cool stuff, had a lot of great, you know, memories and adventures. And then I quit for a long time. And then I started a band called Rain back in 2010?
Can't
Was it
remember.
2010, 2012?
It was REIGN. Rain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When did you join? 12? I think it was 12.
I think it was 12.
So I started in 2010, I think, and we did that for several years, and then we did another band called Anastasi, where it was just Carrie, myself, and a bass player, Reno, and we had backing tracks, and we did that because, you know, it's hard to find people that can play. I mean, around here, it's hard to find people that can play the crazy, like,
Prog type.
prog time signatures
Yeah.
and all the weird stuff, so we just decided
And be
to,
committed.
yeah, exactly. And we just decided, you know, instead of waiting for that, let's just go to the studio, record all the backing tracks, and we'll just go out and perform. And we did that for 2 years?
A couple years.
Yeah, a couple years.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's basically it, you know.
And
then,
now here we are.
And then here we are. And I'm actually more happy doing this because I don't have to worry about all that stuff. But her and I are working on an acoustic project as well. So she's pretty much one of the extreme few people I want to work with. And you know, when you've done it a long time and you've done it enough times, you kind of whittle it down to like, I just want to have fun and I don't want to deal with all the stuff. You find a couple people that you can just gel with, and then you just kind of do that, you know. So that's where we're at.
Yeah, thanks for asking.
Yeah.
Mark Johnson got a 5150 and got a great rhythm tone, one red channel, but lead tone sucks. Used a Boss DS1 and Warbler distortion and still the same. Want to try Warbler Triumph Overdrive.
Ah, so the 5150, like the original OG one?
Oh, he didn't say. Just
Yeah, is it an OG 5150?
Andy says, have you ever ripped on a Marshall Dave Mustaine cabinet?
No, I haven't, but I'd like to. It sounds like it would be fun.
Andy, yeah, he was laughing at Payless comment. Gravel Rocks, hey Gravel Rocks. He says, I use Dunlop heavy core 1254 strings. Time to be a man, Jarrod.
Bridge cables. Yeah.
Cam says, is it difficult to go from 7-string to 6, and would you try a Kaizen, new from EBMM?
Oh, we saw those at NAMM, and I'd love to try one, you know. Is it difficult to go from 7 to 6 or 6 to 7?
Huh?
What was this?
Oh, my bad. I was reading the rest of the comments. Is it difficult to go from 7 to 6? And would you, yeah.
I mean, not really. You know, I'm just so used to 7s that when I do play a 6, it takes me a minute to adjust. But whenever I play a 6, I play songs that were written for a 6 string, so it's not as hard. But when you're used to 6 strings and then you go to a 7, for a while you feel a little lost. But once I got used to 7s, I just like 7s, you know, because it's nice. Because I could play any 6-string song on the 7, but I can't play any 7-string song on a 6. So I feel like,
sing song.
yeah, I know. Tell yourself, thief self by the Thor. Yeah, but I mean, with this, I get the best of both worlds. But yeah, I have a 6-string upstairs, and I occasionally play it, and I think it's great.
John says he looks good for 30. Yeah.
They look great for 70.
Tony says back in the day when Jarrod drove the 69 Camaro with the guitar strapped to the roof for gigs. Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. I miss that car.
Wise Guy Guitar Works. So I got a Majesty this week. What a guitar.
Good for you,
Nice.
man. Congrats. I mean, these guitars, in my opinion, are like, if you own one of these, like, it's hard to go to anything else because the ergonomics, the playability, the reliability, the fit and finish, the feel, I mean, they just do, for me anyways, they do everything I want a guitar to do and then some. With the piezos, I mean, you got it all, you know. Mm-hmm. You lack for nothing, you know, when you want for nothing when you have these, so.
Dan C says, seems like a lot of guys from those 80s days who were in bands quit for a while and then started playing again. I did the same.
Yeah, you start feeling your age and you're like, man, I got to have one last little hurrah. And hurrah, I did, you know. I mean, it was fun. It was fun. You know, the whole rain thing, we had a lot of great adventures and experiences with that. It was a roller coaster ride for sure. You know, a lot of ups and downs, but
we did it.
Yeah, we did it. I don't regret it.
That was great. 6-piece band at that point. We had keys and 2 singers and.
Man, the harmonies.
Yeah.
Oh, it's glorious. Glorious harmonies. Yep.
Good days.
Mm-hmm.
Sean Hockey, hey man.
Hey, what's up, Sean?
He says, hey Tone Wars, just wanted to hit the thumbs up and say sounding and looking good. Great guys. Can't wait to hear results from your upcoming solo project.
Thank you. Oh man, thank you so much.
You're a rock star, brother.
Ah, well, you're too kind. Thank you. Yeah, the solo project's definitely coming along nicely. So we could talk about that real quick. I mean, some of the stuff that I've learned. Because I'm recording with a really good engineer. TJ's awesome. And he's also 10 times better guitar player than me. So it's intimidating, you know, like you're sitting across from this dude and you're like, you get in your own head, right? You're playing your solos and you're thinking, he's probably just going, oh my God, you know, but he's not like that. It's just me in my own head. But it's nice because he knows his theory really well. So anytime I get stuck on something, I'm like, you know, dude, this note, is this right? And he'd be like, no, no, you just use this note instead. And there's little things that I would get stuck on. And, you know, and he'd help me like kind of work through that and just rearrange a few notes and make it better. But the one thing that I would say to you as a guitar player, if you're going to record in a studio, the whether it's a studio, home recording, your buddy's house or whatever, the number one thing that I recommend, especially if you play leads, is go in, record all the tracks but your leads, okay? And then have him just give you a decent mix, like a functional mix that you can take home and just give you an on and off ramp before and after your solo section, and have him just render that and send it all to you. And then practice to that. And then really get it super tight and play each one like 10 times a day until you go in and record. And then when you go in and record, it's just a much easier session because you've rehearsed like crazy. And not only have you rehearsed, but you rehearsed to that mix, that tempo, that whole arrangement, all that stuff. And you've really had a lot of time to, get comfortable with it so that when you go in the studio, it's like, I know this. You're confident, you know you can play it. And then the other thing that I would say is take it in sections. Like all the solos have sections, So map out your A to B, C to D, E to F, and so on and so forth. And then just tell your engineer, like, hey, I'm just going to record from here to here. And let's just concentrate on this one section and make sure that I play everything right in the way I want to do it. And then go to the next one after you do all your takes and pick the best one. And then have him string it together and comp it, they call it, comping it. And then it's done. And now you're not worried about, oh my God, I got to do this whole solo perfect. No, you only have to do this one section perfect. And you can really put as much time in there as you want. And, Nuno Betancourt, everybody knows who he is. He's one of the best guitar players out there. When he did his solos on all their albums, it took him 4 hours per solo. 4 hours per solo to do them. So don't feel bad about taking your time doing your solos. I'm not saying you should do it in 4 hours, but I'm just saying, like, if he's taken 4 hours to do it, that means that it's okay for you to take a little bit of time to do your solos. Don't expect yourself to go from A to Z on your solo perfectly. And he did the whole thing. He comped it. John Petrucci comps all his stuff. Eddie Van Halen comped all his stuff. That's the way it works, and that I think that's just a more comfortable way of doing it, and I think it's a lot more productive too. So that's some stuff I would tell you as a guitar player.
I think vocalists do that too. Vocalists take it in sections.
Yeah, and the reason why is not because you're not capable. It's because this is going to be heard over and over again by people. And after you hear stuff for a while, you're like, ooh, you start picking up like, oh, you screwed up there, But that's why you have to be that picky and nitpick it yourself, not in a negative way.
Flies right by, yeah.
Yeah,
it's lost in
it does.
The depths.
And keep all your takes, because the one thing I learned is a lot of times you think you played something horribly, and then you're like, no, let me do that again. But always tell your engineer, keep that, let me do it again. And a lot of times you'll do it several times. You'll be like, yeah, I think I nailed it. And then he'll go back and show you your first take, and you're like, actually, I nailed it on the first take. What was all this for, But sometimes it's nice to have that perspective. I've done that so many times, and I did that twice yesterday. I'm like, yeah, I could do that better. And I would do it like 5 more times, and we'd compare them. I'd be like, wow, the first one was the best. He goes, yeah, we'll just keep that one. Next. So make sure you do that, and always have a DI. Do not ever record with your buddy at a professional studio or anything without a DI track, because you can always fix anything with a DI. You can always reamp your guitar tones, because you might think like, oh yeah, this amp sounds amazing, I'm going to record with this, it's perfect. But then it comes down to final mix, and now all of a sudden it's like it doesn't gel with the mix at all, because final mix is when everything's polished and ready, and now all of a sudden your guitar tone, it's just not working with it. Thank God for that DI, because you can just reamp it through something that actually does work. So always use a DI. So I guess those are Jarrod's tips for recording. And take heed. I'm telling you, like, all that stuff matters. It really does.
Andy says, have you played an Engel Savage Mark I? Any difference from Mark II?
Good question. Have not. I always wanted to see how they compared, but no one around here has a Savage Mark I. I do like the Mark II, though. I love the Mark II.
Mark Johnson, it's an original 5150 with the 6L6 tubes.
Ah, yeah, those were good amps. I had one here. I compared it. You know, the thing is the original OG 5150s, for the time, they were amazing. I mean, they were groundbreaking amplifiers, and they're on so many albums, and they still sound great. But I just think that the more modern amplifiers have a better gain structure. It's more sculpted. The texture's different. They're not as fizzy and noisy. You know, there's something to be said about the OG ones. They do, like I said, they still sound great, but I prefer the more modern versions like the Stealth or the EL34-100. I just feel like the gain structure is just it's just better. You know, they're a lot more articulate. You know, so but if you got an OG 5150, I mean, you got a great amp. You know, I'd hang on to it. Just, I mean, nostalgia alone. You know, geez.
Steve-O says, I still enjoy playing backyard parties. Stopped playing clubs around 2015.
Ah, yeah.
Dean says, my father-in-law plays gigs every week with his buddies. He's cooler than me.
Yeah, I mean, I loved playing out. And in fact, when I get the solo album done, I'll probably do a few shows just for fun, you know, just to get out there and feel the lights on my back again, and you know what I mean, and just get on
Sweat
stage.
your ass off.
Yeah, exactly.
Dean says, maybe in a couple more years when the kids are grown, I can get something local going, but right now I can barely find time to play. I feel that. I really do. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, it's always good to make time for yourself and stuff, but
It is.
I
to.
can't really sit down and learn and retain, like when you were asking a little bit earlier about playing guitar. I can't retain, you know, there's so many days that go by. I would sit down and watch a YouTube video and learn 2 or 3 notes and then get it going and put it together, and then I can't play again for 6 days, you know, and it just
all gets lost, right?
Yeah.
It's like going to the gym once every 3 months. It's like, what's the point, you know?
Yeah, the summer is easier. When dance season is over, I'll be able to make greater strides with it, but yeah, it'll be a couple years for me.
Couple more years.
Couple more years. Kyle says, yep, 10 band EQ does wonders.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Sure does.
I don't know if I said hi to Pure Rock Fury, but
No. What's up, man?
yeah. Hi.
Hello.
Studio 5. Hey, how are you?
What's happening?
Kyle Hart. I heard a choke helps.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, a choke in the front. Yeah, that can help tighten things up a little bit, and I guess it takes out some of the fizz and whatnot. I'm not gonna, let me try that again. I'm not going to pretend to know everything about what they do, but that's what I've heard. There, did I say that right?
Very nice.
Okay, thank you.
Very, very nice.
I'm still calming down from the hair-raising craziness at the beginning.
Drew Parker. Any overdrive recommendation that doesn't add a lot of hiss and unwanted noise to a signal?
The Mud Killer is just such a great pedal. I mean, it's a very versatile pedal. You have a tight knob that's variable. You know, you can go anywhere between, what is it, fat and skinny? Is that on the bottom right there, the black knob, fat and skinny?
I can't see it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And it's variable, so you can really adjust how much fatness or how much, you know, attack you want on the amplifier. You have the tone knob, the level knob, and you also have the gain knob. And it has a built-in compressor too. If you want just a little bit of that nice little bit of squish, you know, it'll give you that if you want it. And it switches channels on your amp if you want as well. So I just think that's the most versatile pedal out there, really, for overdrives. I mean, there's really nothing not to like about it.
Ben Burnett. Hey, man, how are you?
Hey, what's up, Ben?
He told Drew the Horizon Drive has a great boost and great noise gates. Mm-hmm. Kyle Hart says the Viper from Hart Effects.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, check out Kyle's Hart Effects. The Viper, I think, is that the one I tried here, Kyle? Was it the Viper? I remember I tried one of yours and I liked it. I can't remember which one it was.
Gravel Rock says, I put 5881 tubes in my 50 watt Stealth. It smoothed it out, no harshness. Jarrod, you're making me want the 100 watt though.
You want the 100 watt. Trust me, the 100 watt is money. It's a beautiful amp.
Steve-O says the Peppers DT works well for him.
Yeah, the Dirty Tree works really well. I found that the Dirty Tree works best with really flubby, gooey amps. Like if you like an old Mesa dual rec, the Dirty Tree, I can't talk tonight. The Dirty Tree is amazing with amps like that. So the the gooier and less responsive an amp is, the better the Dirty Tree works with it. A tight amp it works well with, but not all of them. You know, because my Mesobarba hates that pedal. It just, for some reason, does not get along with that amp at all, but it gets along great with most of my other amps. It's just those two, they don't gel. There's just something about it just doesn't work with that amp. And I'm just being transparent with you, you know.
Kyle Hart says my MT-15 has the 5881s and it sounds great.
Oh, yeah.
And he said, yes, you did. The Viper was the one.
Yeah, that was the one. Yeah, it's a good pedal. It actually is a good pedal. I liked it.
You want to play some more?
Yeah, I'll play some mount. Let's do some disjointed. Let me just keeping track of what I got to do here. All right, 1 second here, guys. two of them for you. A little bit of Night Terrors and Disjointed.
I can't wait to release. Can you hear me? Is my mic
Yeah, I can hear you.
unmuted? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I can't wait to release the video for
Dude,
that.
oh, we just saw the final cuts of the videos.
So good.
Oh, I'm on pins and needles. I want to release these right now, but I can't because the album's not done, and it sucks because.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Well, the album's not done, so I can't release the videos.
I thought we were going to do one in January and one in February.
If the album's done.
You have 9 more songs to do.
I know, but how am I going to promote the album without videos? Yeah, you gotta
Oh, man.
you gotta time it.
And I think, so he recorded Night Terrors, which is what you just heard,
Yep.
and then City Lights.
City Lights, yeah.
And we're just doing those 2 videos, and
Yep.
we just got the final cut of City Lights. He hasn't seen it
I
yet.
haven't seen it yet, but you did.
I watched it while he was freaking out and trying to fix everything, and I'm like, man, I'm
So it's
so
good?
excited.
All right.
Yeah.
If you like it, I know it'll be good.
Yeah, it's
So,
good.
Yeah, Paul and his crew, Spencer
and
Portia,
Portia.
they did a phenomenal job on these videos. They look so freaking good, and yeah, the whole vibe for both videos was captured perfectly, especially Night Terrors. That one is creepy as hell, and I think they did a great job on it. The whole concept was great. You helped me with the concept, and in more ways than one. Yeah, they just turned out so good, and TJ's doing such a great job on the mixes. I mean, I couldn't be happier. You know, I'm on pins and needles because I want to release these so bad, but I can't. Gotta wait. Because that's the thing. Like, if you're gonna release an album, you have to time
Yep.
the videos accordingly. Otherwise,
You better get your booty in gear.
my booty's in gear. Trust me.
Let's see. TechForge Australia says, after using it for a few months, I can say I'm happy as hell with the Fortin Tempest boost.
Oh, nice.
Andy wants to know, have you tried the Gary Holt mid boost?
I haven't. That's a good question. I haven't tried that. That would be interesting.
Yes, I have the KH Viper on my board. Great pedal. It sits right next to my Mud Killer. Don't need anything else.
Oh, nice. Which one is it?
Kyle's. The Viper.
Oh, yeah. Nice. I meant to ask Chris what he thought of that because he picked one up. It is a great boost. It really is.
Steve-O, do you find the Mud Killer works with most of your amps? Thinking of grabbing one.
Yes. It works with every single one of my amps. I've got no issues with it, you know. So it's worked perfectly with all of them. Yep.
Let's see. Shredding from Shelby. John, what will be your choice of amp for your solo record, or which ones do you have in mind? All of them. All of them.
So he's asking me?
Yeah.
So yeah, all of them. So like what I'm doing on this album, part of the fun of this album is not just the music, but it's the amps I'm combining. So every song is going to have 2 different amps on it. And I got the list here. It's right here. So I will tell you so far what I have done.
CS said, hey, Jarrod, I liked the old leg kick out during the dive bomb. Did you do that?
I don't know. Sometimes I get a little caught up in my stuff. Don't even realize what I'm doing. So Night Terrors is EVH Stealth Red Channel with the Mezzabarba. And the
stop yawning.
EVH Stealth was the lead. City Lights was Kraken Rhythm, Ingle Savage, Channel 4 for rhythm and lead. I was Herbert and Splon Nitro. The one I just did, I think we're going to call it Dark Snarly Chocolate.
I can't wait to hear that one. I
Yeah.
haven't even heard that song yet.
Yeah, I was thinking about playing it tonight, but with all the
No.
frazzled, I don't know, man.
I don't know how to hear it.
No, maybe. So with that song, we did the Redseven Leviathan for Channel 1 for rhythm, Badlander for rhythm, and the Channel 2 on the Redseven for lead. Out of Nowhere was Rev Purple, Ingle Fireball, and then
Oh.
I think it was the Rev. Ooh, I gotta fix that. Rev Channel, Red Channel for lead.
Christopher, nice. He's having ribeye tacos tonight and scotch by the fire pit.
Nice, good for you, man.
Where do you live again?
That sounds good.
He says, I have no idea what's going on, but happy Sunday to an horse crew. Thanks for the super chat, man.
Thanks, man. That's Christopher?
Yep.
Oh, I haven't seen you in a bit. Good to see you, man. Awesome. Thank you.
Christopher's always here.
Who, what? No. I'm sorry. There's somebody else, another Christopher that we haven't seen in a while. No, you're right.
No,
yeah, I'm
this
sorry.
Is him. This
My
is
apologies.
the only Christopher.
There's 2 Christophers. Anyways, 3 shots. I used the MT15 for rhythm and lead, and the Splon Nitro for rhythm. So yeah, that's the list so far. So I'll be mixing and matching amps throughout the whole recording. I could probably do that new song tonight, but I'm just gonna warn you guys, it's probably gonna be a big sloppy mess.
Yeah.
But hey, we're all family here, right?
Dean says, such a killer song. I'll never forget the story of you guys just saying random stuff and playing it backwards.
Oh yeah.
Night Terrors.
Yeah, I just said a bunch of dumb. What did I say? Because Lena played it backwards. What was some of the dumb stuff I
Oh
said?
yeah, she said you left your socks under there.
Yeah.
And I love what you've done with the place.
Yeah, because it's that whole Anthony Hopkins
a little
thing.
creepy.
I love what you've done with the place. I just said a bunch of dumb crap, and it ended up working out. So it's not how it sounds forward; it's how it sounds backwards that matters.
ADA MP1 says, "Damn."
Damn.
Tony says, Arnold says, gotta have the 9 videos with the album. Yeah.
Yes, you have to have 9 songs, 9 videos. You
No.
sissy.
I don't think I'll make it through 9 videos, guys.
If it's warm out.
If it was warm and,
Dude, city lights.
yeah, that was freezing.
That
In,
was-
like downtown Detroit, and it's like 29 degrees.
We froze in the loft, you know?
It wasn't 29 in the loft, but it was
No, it was
cold.
43 or
40
something. And then when we went downtown Detroit to get the outdoor shots, it was probably 30-mile-an-hour winds that night. And it was cold. It was like super cold. And yeah, it was...
He said he couldn't even feel his fingers
I couldn't
or
feel
the
my
guitar.
fingers. Yeah, when I was playing, I couldn't feel the strings underneath. I had to keep looking like, where am I? I can't
I
even
doing this
tell.
right?
Because you could tell where you're at on the fretboard, but I couldn't feel the fretboard. So I'm like, so when you watch the video, I'm like, super like, yeah,
We're gonna eat his guitars.
yeah, and it was wind's blowing, and I'm trying to look happy, like, yeah, I'm having a great time. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I want to cry.
You captured it though.
I
You
hope
got
so.
it.
The smiles were fake. No, I was having fun, but I was freezing my nards off, man.
Shelby says, can't wait for the release.
Same here.
Andy wants to know, did you keep the Fireball?
It's still here. Yeah, I'm going to keep it for a bit. I'll probably end up profiling it and capturing it and then making a decision after that, you know. But it's worth keeping a little longer for sure.
Steve Shaheen, what about 2 EPs rather than a full album? Right? I'm with
Oh.
you. There you go.
Oh, look
Release them one at a
Look
time.
at Steve. What's up, Steve?
Steve's on Team Carrie.
Steve always with the out-of-the-box ideas. I like that. That could work. That could work. Maybe I could do 5, release 5 songs, and then release the other. But then I'd have to promote the other 5 with something.
Do Night Terrors with the first 5 and then
Oh.
City Lights with the last bunch. Split them up.
Yes, we're thinking now, aren't we? Yes, it might happen.
Because so you've got
Have to see.
3, 4, so you would need like 1 more.
Actually, I have 6 songs recorded now.
Ta-da!
Ta-da. We'll see.
Dean Harkness, thanks for the super chat.
Oh, thanks, man.
He says it's for the new song.
Uh-oh, now I have to play it. Thanks, man. You know, thanks for the pressure. And how big of a super chat was it?
It's a decent
Oh, it's a
one.
decent one. All right, you can pressure me. I'm just kidding. Thank you, man.
Flex says, I know you're thinking of selling some amps to get others. You could probably sell the Iconic since you have 2 stealths and sell the Badlander since you have the JP2C. What do you think?
There's definitely some stuff like that whole series that I'm doing, Keep It or Sell It. I'm doing it with every amp on my shelves. So I'm actually going through that right now, and I'm actually running into like situations where like, man, as much as I love this, maybe I should sell it and get something different. And each episode, I'm going to make that decision. The one that got me
You're
stuck
not
was
making the decisions in the episodes.
Sometimes I am.
Sometimes you am.
Sometimes that is. And with the Fireball, I had the decision before I was like, oh, I'm selling this.
Yeah.
Might as well do an episode. And by the end of the episode, I'm like, I don't know. You guys like, tell me. I really don't know. And I listened back to it. And I'm like, dude, that thing sounds incredible. Like, what was I thinking? So, like I said, I'm still on the fence, you know.
Let's see. Where did I leave off? Andy, amp tweaker tight drive is an overlooked pedal. Really great for rectifiers. CS is laughing. He ain't selling the Iconic. Steve O says that guitar looks awesome.
Oh, yeah, this is a great guitar. It's my Schecter. In fact, I used this on... parts of
Night Terrors,
and I used it on the whole song of what I'm about to completely have a train wreck with in a minute here. Yeah, this is a very difficult solo. I'm all over the place on it, and I still like haven't nailed it down. So we definitely we had to record the solo in sections, and you'll probably hear why, because there's a lot of stuff that I wanted the Sustainiac pickup to ring out, but it ran into the next section, so we're crossfading them into each other, you know, so we had to get pretty creative with that. But
Dean Harkness said Metallica released one song as a teaser, just saying. I'm feeling some pressure.
Boy, you guys are really giving me some good ideas here, aren't you? We'll see, man. We will see. Maybe... the thing is like you got to do it in a way where the hype doesn't die down. So you got to do it. You have to time everything perfectly. So we'll see. We will
Andy's like, just keep them all. Just keep them all.
Just keep them all.
Kyle says, sell the Badlander and Iconic and get a Wizard.
I want to try a Wizard. I just hope it's not one of those amps that everybody likes but me. You know what I mean? So that's an expensive amp. Those are like $5,000.
Yeah.
You know. And that's going to be
Mark Johnson says, any plans on purchasing a diesel VHX amp? Seem like they do all.
It's definitely crossed my mind, because if I was to sell the Herbie, I would probably replace it with the VHX, or the VX, yeah, because, I mean, it does do it all. So it's like, why not? But we will see.
Flux says, I'd hate for him to sell any of them, but if he has to, then there has to be a pecking order.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm kind of going through them all and like really making some decisions here, you know.
John says, I'm selling my Randall Diavolo 100-watt practically new. What's a good price for it? I've seen it brand new for over $1,000, which is nuts.
Gosh, I don't know. I haven't priced those. I mean, the best way to check is really go on Reverb and look it up on Reverb and see what the going rate is and see what they sold for. And then that's how Marty does things at Motor City. He always like, if he sells anything used, he's like, all right, let's check Reverb, and got to be competitive with that and fair. So that's probably the best way to do it, is just go on Reverb and check it out. I'm not familiar with that amp, so I'm not, I couldn't tell you what it should go for.
You ready?
No.
Yes. So I haven't heard this one, right?
I don't think so. I'm going to royally screw this one up. So
I'm ready for it.
I'm warning y'all.
I'm all in. I'm not on my phone. I put my phone over here.
It's her fault and it's Dean's fault for super chatting me and goading me into this. So yeah, let me make sure the mix is going to be good. Let me just familiarize myself with the stuff. I'm stalling. All right, let me stall for a minute.
I can tell.
Hang on 1 second. That was a hot mess.
You did
Yeah,
it!
I did it.
It sounds like it should be on Back to the Future. It does. It sounds like it would fit in with that movie.
Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, maybe we'll call it Marty McFly. Yeah, but that's
Thank
basic.
you for playing it.
No,
I
you're
was
welcome.
happy.
Yeah, it's a fun song. It really is. It's pretty.
It's a happy, fun song.
It's pretty wild. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
pretty wild song. Part of it, the end thing, I need to have the fret wrap for because it, that's a
Oh.
lot of weird stuff.
Yeah.
So that might have been a little messy, but yeah, I took it off, and I'm like, why did I take that off? I need that, but whatever.
CS, dude, I love this new jam. Freaking awesome.
Oh, thank you,
Shelby Hart loves it.
thank you.
Aaron Short music. There's smoke coming off that fretboard.
What's up, Aaron?
Hey, Aaron Short.
Good to see you, man.
He says, Aaron also says, I'm behind. I like the Boss headphones, especially with the Kemper, but ultimately I decide that my Shure IEMs are just as good and easier to use. Oh, he's behind in the video.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mentioned him earlier about the
Yeah.
Boss headphones. Yeah.
Flux says, go, Jarrod.
Oh, thanks, man.
CS says, call it the McFly zone.
The McFly zone.
Or Flux is the hoverboard blues. Ah,
Oh,
the
the
hoverboard
hoverboard blues.
I love that.
The hoverboard blues. Yeah, it does have that kind of like bluesy thing, and then I start playing, and it's like, that's not blues. That's, I don't know what you call that crap, but
I love that. Hoverboard blues.
the hoverboard. You know what?
I like
That's
that.
it. I think that's what it's gonna be. The hoverboard blue.
Let's see. Tony says, I'm always a lush for sweet delay trails. Nice, Jarrod.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. And I love the Sustainiac. It really helps you get super creative. I mean, there's so much that you can do, and thank God for this guitar. I'm so glad that Chris, actually, CM talked me into, or CS, sorry. I'm still frazzled. CS talked me into getting this. And the Sustainiac pickup, if you play leads, I think it should be in your arsenal on one of your guitars, because without it, I mean, I don't think that solo would be as good, because those wacky things that it does, it helps you, like, you write around that. You write for it, you know? So, and I just one day I was like, I want to spice this solo up and make it even crazier. So I just put down my red guitar and picked this up, and I'm like, dude.
It fit. Huh?
All of a sudden, yeah, all the stuff
Just
it was.
popped.
Yeah, I was like, well, here we go. So now you do different whammy bar stuff, and there's just, yeah, it's just amazing. Yep.
Andy says, Wizards, they're Canadian made and are like 8,000 to 10,000 Canadian.
Gosh, yeah, they're
Yay.
insane. They're expensive amps, man.
Flux says he won't get rid of the Savage. It's in his top tier.
Oh yeah, it's a great amp.
Shelby says, Kyle and I have always talked about selling equipment, but oh, Shelby and Kyle must go together. Shelby Hart, Kyle Hart.
Oh,
I'm
there
just
we
now
go.
getting. This is Kyle and I have always talked about selling equipment, but there's always some reason to keep it.
Yeah. Hey, Shelby.
Shelby.
What shoe store do you go to?
Not Payless.
No, not Payless, I'm sure.
Vox Pathfinder, get a YDNA amplifier.
Why DNA?
Never heard of that.
Never heard of that either.
John says
interesting.
I'll give it away for like $600. Oh, gal. Let's see. Where are we at? Andy and the Rev, yay or nay?
What's that?
The Rev, yay or nay?
Yay.
Yay
Get
for
the Rev.
Yeah.
It's a great amp. We used it last night when we were reamping, and we were listening to 6 different amps. And you know how your ears are like, they favor one thing over the other, and every time I play the Rev, my ears are happy. And we used it, and we were trying to decide between the Rev, because I paired it with the Fireball, and I was like, well, TJ's like, yeah, let's probably use the Fireball for the leads, and then we played the lead track through each one, and both of us were like, nope, Rev. The Rev just has a really thick, very warm sound to it, and it just works. So we used the red channel on that for the leads. Everybody's taste is different, but the Rev definitely killed it last night.
John says sounded really good. Take my money already.
Oh, well, thank you. Appreciate that.
Let's see. Aaron Short music. Skeeter tells Jarrod to slow down before he starts a fire.
Slow down, man. It's been dry around here lately. You keep playing all those riffs that fast, you're going to start a fire. And then we got to put it out, and all I got's whiskey, and it'll just make it worse.
Make it worse. Paul Smith just joined us.
Hey, Paul, what's happening?
Hey, Paul. Well, he might have been here, just hadn't checked in yet.
Yeah, what's up, man?
Shelby doesn't go to shoe stores. She'd rather be at Guitar Center. She's barefoot at Guitar Center.
Kyle might have hacked her account. He's typing for her. I got a buddy who's, he keeps hacking his wife's Facebook account, Todd.
Oh.
And he'll post a bunch of stuff like, oh, on her account, like, my husband's the hottest guy in the world. And everyone's like, oh, Todd hacked your account again.
Nice. Let's see, Andy Payless. CS was talking to Kyle's very lucky dude. You are a rarity. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Shore laughed at your Skeeter impression.
Skeeter.
All right. What else you got?
I don't know with this guitar.
Do that one again.
You want me to do it again?
Yeah, do that one again.
All right. How's the mix? I wonder how the mix is, because I feel like in the room the guitar needs to come up.
Just play it.
A her.
We only have like 10 more minutes.
Oh, all right. Oh, you really want me to do this again?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, again, you know me with twos. All right, so, all right, really try it again. Hang on one second.
Hoverboard blues.
Hoverboard
It is.
blues.
That's what they're saying. Look at this. Let's go, Marty. That's totally Marty on the hoverboard. Very classic rock. Dean says, "Great Scott, the riffs, Marty. Gotta hear the riffs."
Doug, the riffs are heavy.
Yep.
Yeah, I just can't help myself with that Sustainiac pickup. It's just so badass. You know, it just makes you want to go nuts, you know?
CS, will Jarrod let you put vocals on the new tune? He should.
Oh, is she going to sing over that?
Maybe if there was more of it.
Yeah. Well, so here's how it started out. I write a lot of stuff for demos, okay? So I was like, last time I was in the studio with Paul, I recorded the song like 2 years ago, but not the solo. I just wrote the solo like a month ago. And I was like, I just want something simple because when I'm down here doing demos, it's like, I just want to play something easy so I don't have to do 500 takes and I just want to get it over with. You know, and it's nice to have a couple simple songs in your arsenal. And I'm like, well, it's a classic, you know, really simple riff. And I'm like, yeah, that'll be fine. And Paul's like laughing at me. He's like, all right, dude, let's record it. So we made the track for it, and it sat in my computer for 2 years, you know, and finally I was like,
it didn't crash when your computer.
I know. So finally I was like, one day I was like, well, let me work on this, and I'll write a really simple bendy note, kind of bluesy solo for it. And then I started writing with it, and I was like, well, I can do this, I can do that. And I started coming up with all these riffs, and I'm like, and I just got this guitar, and I was like, let me grab that and see if I can spice it up. And all of a sudden,
It just came to life.
It just took a whole new level of craziness. And I'm like, well, I'm addicted to what I can do with this now. So I just went nuts with it.
That's perfect, though. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy solo, you know.
Flex says my bassist calls me Doc Brown all the time. Shelby Hart, love that play style.
Oh, thank you. It's just a lot of fun. You know, I appreciate that. Yeah, it's sometimes you just got to let your hair out. Just freaking, yeah.
Chris says, dude, how are you loving the Schecter? I just picked up a KM7 Mark III Artist, and I'm loving it.
Yeah, it's a great guitar, and I play the Ernie Balls all the time, and I still, like, I picked this up, and I love it. It's just such a great guitar, and honestly, my favorite part about the guitar is the Sustainiac pickup. It really does add... What?
Did you say a boomer bend?
I didn't say boomer bends. I said bendy notes.
Oh,
but other people call them boomer bends.
Yeah, he says don't call them boomer bends. Yeah, you're not a boomer.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people call them, I play some boomer bends, you know, but I almost said that, but I was like, no.
Don't do that.
I don't want to say that. But bendy notes, I call them.
Bendy notes.
Yeah, but I do love the Sustainiac pickup. I think that's my favorite thing about this guitar. And when I first got it, the action was too high. You could drive a truck under it. I mean, I was like, oh my God. So I just took it to Scott over at Motor City, and he set it up and lowered the action down and made it so much more playable now. So I like it even more now. You know, it's been great. So, and I got it done just in time. I got it done like a week and a half ago. You know, so.
Dean Harkness, damn, he forgot the biggest Back to the Future pun. This is heavy.
This is heavy.
This is heavy, yeah.
This is heavy, Doc.
Kyle says Carrie would have to do a Bruce Dickinson impression to sing over that one.
Yeah.
Or maybe King Diamond.
Pretty much, man. Yeah, that would be hard to sing over.
I don't know if I skipped this or not. Gravel Rock says that sounded incredible. I have the Schecter Red with Sustainiac. Now I have to play it more.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I actually did...
Red Rain. Sorry, the Schecter Red Rain.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. He sent me a picture of that. I did a video. If you look it up, the Schecter, just type in Tone Wars Schecter Sustainiac. I actually did a video on how you can get creative with this pickup. And I'm telling you, it's like there's endless possibilities with it. And there's 3 different modes with it. You get the high squealy octave, which I was doing, and then you have a mid-range one, and then just a regular sustain. And I have it all the way up because I want the craziness, you know. But they should call it like the crazy switch, you know. But as soon as you really embrace what that can do and learn how to utilize it, I mean, your solos, you'll find ways of throwing it in your solos and utilizing it, and it really does pay off, as you heard. I mean, I think that solo, I have to give a lot of credit to the Sustainiac, I mean, because it's just a lot of crazy stuff you can do with it, you know.
Yep.
Steve I uses one all the time.
CS says Tim Henson from Polyphia, yep, coined the boomer bend phrase. It was not received well in the guitar community. Yeah.
Yeah, he's an interesting character. That's all I'm going to say about that. Yeah, I think them guys all robbed their grandmother's wardrobe closets, and they look like a bunch of grannies, the clothes that they wear. It's like, what are you doing? Isn't that your grandma's smock? What do you know?
Andy Partel, Jeff Loomis pedal, question mark?
Oh, I have it right up there. It's a great pedal. In fact, I keep meaning to find a place on my board for it because I want to use it more. It's an awesome pedal, though. It really is. In fact, project for the week, find a spot on my board for the Loomis pedal. I spent the money. I might as well use it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good pedal. It's really great for leads, too, because it's got the boost. So you have the overdrive, and then you also have a boost knob that sweetens up your leads and makes them a little thicker and makes the guitar more responsive. And all you need is a little bit, about 9 o'clock on that, mixed with the overdrive section, and man, your leads are just going to be insane. Shaheen can, if you're still here, you can attest to that, because he loves his, too, and that's how he uses it.
We're caught up.
Really adds.
We are caught up, and it's 8:55.
8:55.
8:55.
Well, Any other questions? We'll be on for a couple more minutes. I'll be happy to answer
Paul
them for
Smith
you.
is behind again. He says, just eating and watching. You enjoy yourself, Paul.
Enjoy your food, man. Yeah, we had some good food today. We had,
You're a good cooker.
yeah, we had chicken and fish. Yeah.
Air fryer cod.
Air fryer cod.
Delicious.
Can't beat it, man. Throw cod in the air fryer with some asparagus, and it's amazing. You know, wash it down with some muffins.
You liked those muffins.
Those muffins were
You
good.
keep talking about them.
Yeah, those muffins were good. They were really good. Yeah, so,
Steve Shaheen, I still use that Loomis pedal. It's my favorite overdrive.
yeah, it's a great overdrive pedal.
Andy
Really
wants
is.
to know if you did you run in Loomis through the over... I can't read it either. Did you run Loomis through the Savage?
I don't think I played the Savage with it. If memory serves, yeah, I don't think I have, but I don't see why the Savage wouldn't respond well to it. You know, the amps here that are really picky about overdrives are the Badlander. The Mezzobarba isn't super picky, but there's certain pedals it doesn't work well with. And sometimes the red channel, depending on how you dial it in on the EL34 or the Stealth, you can't have a super harsh pedal with that amp because the red channel is so aggressive. You need a smoother overdrive. But the Loomis pedal's not harsh. It's actually a really good pedal, so I see it would work with that too.
Gravel Rocks, I missed it. Are you talking about the Devil's Triad?
Yeah. Yep, that's an awesome pedal. It really is. And if you really want to save money and save space on your pedal board, I mean, it's got effects built in. It's got a really nice delay built into it. The settings are right around 400 or so milliseconds, which I think is good. I like 850. That's my money setting for leads, for delays. I love the 850 milliseconds. But, I mean, I could make it work, though.
Dean says, Carrie, y'all were late. We have 10 minutes.
Y'all were late.
Y'all were late. We have 10 minutes.
Yeah, look at you hiding behind your computer screen.
That's right.
But you won't even go downstairs and break up.
That's right.
Yeah.
You come back when you've broken up your little cat fight.
Yeah. Then you can talk big.
That's right.
Yeah. Little scaredy pants over there. You're all big and bad, you keyboard warrior. You better bring her some chocolate.
Come get me.
You know where she is.
You want 10 more minutes? I need chocolate.
Oh my God, freaking Dean. Gotta love the guy. Yeah, I can't believe I played that song twice, man.
It was good. I'm glad. Thank you.
Yeah, it worked out. I mean, I'll watch it back and nitpick the hell out of it, but it'll get tighter. It'll get tighter. You know, the recording was fun.
Dean says, you come break it up, tough guy. He will, and he'll bring chocolate, and it'll be just fine.
I know better. No, that's how guys do it, man. Two girls are going at it. We're all like that Homer Simpson bushes thing. It's like going back into the bushes.
Steve Shaheen says Mud Killer is great too. It didn't work for my sound as well as the Loomis, but it's up there with the best.
Yeah, Mud Killer is an awesome pedal. I just think it's an all-around great pedal, you know.
That's funny. Well, it's been a night.
Keep doing that riff over and over again. Yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Seriously, I needed this, man. I needed to decompress. Yesterday was a lot of fun, but it was a lot of work. And tonight, I feel like I kind of got it all out of my system.
Good.
So it was great. So thanks so much for hanging out with us. We really appreciate it. I had fun.
Always.
And thanks for forcing me to play.
You're welcome.
But we'll look into some way with the videos and I'll try to, it's all about timing. So I'll look into that. I appreciate the ideas. So we'll consider all ideas. Why not, you know?
Hoverboard Blues.
Yeah, Hoverboard Blues. Yep, that's the name. You got to remember that. We'll have to write that down. Hoverboard Blues. Yeah, appreciate the name too. Was that Flux?
Yep.
Came up with that? Thanks, Flux. All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for hanging out with us. We really appreciate it. And I'll be coming out with some new videos this week. This last week was pretty busy for me, but I'm going to get back to it. So, yeah, hope you guys enjoy those. And like I always say, every day is a gift.
And thanks for spending part of your gift with us. Have a great week. We'll see you next Sunday.
All right, guys. Love you all. Thank you very much. We will see you all very soon. Take care of yourselves now. Y'all come back now here.